Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Holy Plot. This is Liam, Jacob, and James, and we're still talking about Superman because I'm going to milk this thing as long as I have stuff to talk about. And you're going to watch it, aren't you? You couldn't help yourself but click on this. Do you feel big? Do you feel... I know, I can't say it. You are not subscribed. You are not subscribed. James, put more static here. Oh damn! I'm sorry. I really don't know what happened there, you guys. If I don't know, I'm sorry. Listen, we're talking about what we want for season 2 of My Adventures with Superman. If something happened with your video, I'm sorry. You should subscribe though. I heard subscribing fixes issues like that. I heard that from Susan YouTube. You guys, what do we want from season 2 of My? Don't laugh. What do we want from season 2 of My Adventures with Superman? Jacob.
All right, so I think the first thing to talk about is definitely the last note the season leaves us on with definitely Zod is there, and presumably Brainiac are definitely
I want it to be Brainiac.
It's gonna be Brainiac. So we have Zod. Let's just talk about I think the biggest thing that people have been complaining about this show. While we feel it's not as bad, I think a lot of people were complaining about the villains. I talked about in one of the previous 2 videos how I am really excited for them to do Zod in this show. I think Zod as a character is just going to work as an excellent foil to this Superman in particular. What this Superman stands for and what we've learned about him, I think Zod is going to clash up against really well. And then James, you're a big Brainiac fan. How does that feel?
I'm a huge Brainiac fan. The closest thing that I've gotten to Brainiac in a Superman movie is Megamind, so I'm suffering. So I am really hoping to see another Brainiac because it's been a minute. So what I definitely hope to see into the next season, for one thing, is how terrifying that alliance is. We have 2 of like the biggest strategic minds for Superman.
Yeah, they're like waging war. They're like waging war when we see them.
They kind of remind me of the Viltrumites in this.
That's cool. Yeah,
that is an Earth like invasion, like global level threat. I'm not saying Avengers level threat.
That is Avengers level threat.
I'm excited to see that. But one thing that I think would be cool to see is, do they get along the entire season, or do they start to break apart?
Yeah, I think
maybe that's like a little wedge he can drive between them.
Brainiac is one to betray if he's ever in an alliance. So yeah. I'm very curious to see that.
I think the wild card is going to be Alex.
Yes.
It's Lex Luthor for the uninitiated.
Yes, we believe that, and I think it's true, that Alex is Lex Luthor.
He definitely is.
Yeah, he's kind of been lurking in the shadows. They've cut to him when they've mentioned Lex Luthor themes. And I think he's definitely going to kind of slowly build up in an organic way. And I think we're looking at the big 3 Superman villains in the next season, so if you've been concerned about the villains, I think that's gonna be a big room for growth.
But something I wanted to ask you guys, is there a villain that is not Zod and Brainiac and Lex Luthor that we have not seen yet that you would want to see in season 2?
Mongol.
I'm not gonna go with Mongol. I'm not gonna go with an obvious answer, which would probably be Darkseid. I'm gonna go with Toyman.
Toyman, wow. That would work really well in this, I think.
Toyman would work really well in this. Yeah, man, that's pretty excellent. I'd like to see Mongol, and I think that kind of does transition us into the next thing I want to talk about, which is if you did Mongol, you could wrap in some other DC characters, right?
Oh yeah,
because you could have them on Warworld together.
I'm gonna rip the Band-Aid off, dude. I want to see other DC heroes in season 2, even if it's a tease. They have set up a very interesting universe. I want to see this Superman meet some of the members of the Justice League who are also young and figuring it out. And beyond that, something that is maybe a bit surprising coming from me, I would almost rather see Superman have intergalactic Green Lantern adjacent adventures than him to meet Batman just yet.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. If they wanted to save Batman for like a season 3, because I definitely want them to meet. But in season 2, we get to see maybe not even the Green Lantern of Earth, but just something.
Yeah, the show would do a great Hal Jordan, though. It would do a great Hal Jordan.
Well, I mean, especially since we're getting galactic with the threats, I think throwing in
it'd be perfect. Yeah,
this is some glove shit casting, but if they bring in Hal Jordan, bring back Josh Keaton as Hal Jordan, really makes Spectacular Superman a little literal. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
I love Josh
that'd
Keaton.
be fun. Yeah. Who do you guys want to see?
I want to see Green Arrow. I think he would fit the tone of this perfect. They've already mentioned him. I think we could get the comic booky, social justice hippie Green Arrow that would just fit into the show like a glove. I think it would be wonderful.
Yeah, like the cap, not the hood.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would fit the tone the best.
How about you, James?
I think the tone of this show suits an early 20s Barry Allen very, very well.
Yeah.
Very much on the Grant Gustin kind of energy for the character. I think he'd be a lot of fun, especially when he's very bright and optimistic. This show would do great with the Barry Allen and Hal Jordan friendship. Now, of course, I got to throw him out. I got to say it. Martian Manhunter. Whenever I can plug him. I can.
He would
get
be
my
great
boy in there.
No, he would be great.
He would be really cool in this. Yeah.
If Brainiac and Zod like leveled Mars, that would actually make a lot of sense.
Oh wow, that'd be awesome.
Dude, that would.
Yeah.
Be
So.
Wow.
Let's get to the big one. Batman. What do we want to see? If he's to show up.
Ooh, yes, I want to see him.
I want to see him, but I don't at the same time because Superman. I know I sound annoying, but Superman is finally catching people's hearts, and then Batman's gonna come in, and it's like.
However,
well,
Superman
you slog through these seasons with this Boy Scout, and then you get to see the best superhero of all time, Batman, comes in, swoops in.
Now, talk about a version of Superman that could make that friendship with Bruce endearing. This version of Superman really could.
They would have some cool disagreements for sure.
They absolutely
especially
would.
Because Bruce is a bit older than Clark, and I feel like they could really play off of that. It's the same age gap, but the age difference, the difference in experience, would really come in there between the two.
It also gives us like a cool like ability to have an opinion on it because like we've watched the Superman grow, so we'd kind of disagree with Batman.
I really want to see this Superman go even almost more than seeing Batman. I want to see this Superman go to Gotham City and just be
that would be wild,
completely out of his element. Metropolis is techie and squeaky clean, and I just want to see this happy-go-lucky Superman fight like Solomon Grundy in the sewer or something, and then you know what I mean? Just like get him. He's surrounded by all these old lead buildings. He can't do anything. It's all smoky and gross. That's the kind I want them to get weird with it and stick Superman because people, like you said, are endeared and love this version of the character. So let's put this guy in some situations. Let's see what he does.
Now, take Lois and give her a noir mystery in Gotham. That could be really cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, get more Vicky Vale action.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely room for that. We'll see what happens. I gotta admit, I'd be a little surprised. I can see a Lantern showing up, but I don't know if they're gonna go full Batman with it.
I think if they go full Batman, it's in season 3.
So yeah, do we have any other season 2 predictions, or that the bulk of it?
I do want to see them. I want to see Clark learn about Krypton because he is a little in the dark on that, and it's he for the first time starts to understand Jor-El in the finale, and I want him to understand Krypton because right now he doesn't understand it.
It'd be a good twist.
I love it because he's so human. He just doesn't grasp Krypton yet. I want them to really show Krypton. I think they're gonna do that through Zod.
I think would be a very tragic twist is to take the For the Man Who Has Everything story, but make it about him being with his parents and not having a kid, like in the DCAU. He actually gets to spend time with them. I think that could be a very sad but very good episode.
Shout out the Man Who Has Everything, dude.
Yeah, that rocks. Well, do we have anything else?
That's all for me.
So. Nope, that's it.
That's all for me. I'm very excited for season 2. It is in production. We're gonna get it sooner than we think. So stay tuned, subscribe. So in a year, your sub box will be filled with more of our wonderful Superman content.
Stay in school.